up the next victims. They wound through the crowd, the woman tugging the man by the hand. She moved easily and seemed confident. Her short, dark hair bleached in the front and her shoulders set. The guy trailing behind her looked slightly less enthusiastic, but when she grinned at him, he rolled his eyes and grinned back. He was small and slender, with intense dark eyes and a dreamy smile. His hair fell to his chin in messy brown waves that he shoved back distractedly. I assumed they were a couple, but then the woman stuck her tongue out at the guy in a way that said friends or siblings. The song was projected on the screen behind them, and I snorted a laugh. 10-Hour Fall by Riven. Theo Decker, the former lead singer of Riven, was my best friend Caleb Blake Whitman's partner. When I complained to Theo and Whitman at dinner one night about Joey making me have a karaoke night, Theo had grinned and said I should do all Riven karaoke. He'd been joking, of course, and I'd left the song choices up to Joey, with a firm ban on They Die Roses, The Elsewheres, Danny McDoyle, and post-1997 Marble Jubilee. But I looked up whether there were even Riven songs available, mostly so I could potentially torture Theo by sending him videos of people butchering his songs. There were only 2 songs available, and I told Joey to get them both. I'd forgotten about it until now. When the first chord played and Theo's lyrics streaked across the screen, I didn't look away. The man holding the microphone shoved his hair out of his face and shrugged self-consciously, but when he began to sing, he was good. Really good. The song was rangy, full of sustained notes that slid up and down the scale. The man loosened up as he sang, grinning, and the audience watched in surprised delight as he killed the song. He sounded nothing like Theo, really. No one did. But his voice had the same elastic ability to resonate at the low notes and tinkle at the high ones. The woman sang the second verse, and she was great too. They sang the chorus in harmony, and I fumbled to open a video on my phone. I got the guy singing the third verse before someone approached for a drink. Once I served him, I shot a text off to Whitman and Theo. "Someone's ready to take your old job, Decker." And I attached the video clip. The crowd applauded enthusiastically for the duo as they sat back down, and my phone buzzed with a text. Whitman wrote, "Wow, he's pretty good. Got nothing on you, though, baby." The persistent hollow ache in my belly was a hunger for something unnameable, and Whitman's casual endearment stirred it ravenous. I pressed the heel of my hand to my stomach, like I could feed it from the outside. It never worked, just left me with a tender bruise under my ribs. I had watched Whit fall in love with Theo and seen a version of my friend I'd never known. Someone softer, brighter, stronger, and with far more to lose. I'd been suspicious of Theo at first. How could I not be? When your oldest friend and sponsee who left the music business in order to stay sober starts dating a rock star, it's hard to see that ending well. Letting go enough to love could bring with it the dangerous kind of abandon. When I first met Theo, I was prepared to give him a stern talking to. But when Whitman went to the bathroom, Theo turned big gray-blue eyes on me and thanked me for taking care of Caleb all these years. He promised me that he'd do everything he could to take care of him, too. I didn't like to admit it, but I'd been a bit of a sucker for him ever since. "Whoa," Theo texted back. "He's great." Then a minute later, "Riven is looking for a new lead singer after that disaster of a guy they hired last year. Huey, you should tell the guy you'll pass his info along and give it to me." I snorted. Right, because when guys who look like me and work behind a bar tell young men he could make them a star, they should definitely believe them and give out personal info. No dice. Whitman sent back a crying laughing emoji and a picture of Theo's face set in a cringing sulk. By the time I looked up to serve the next customer, the man was gone. The next week he was back, hair tied up in a messy ponytail that left 2 short strands.